Welcome back to Good Day Southeastern. I'm Brittany Dokes, and today we're going to talk about early registration here at Southeastern, as well as how you can participate in university tours and activities surrounding getting new Lions here on campus. We have a Lions for Lions student in the house to share what they've been doing as part of Dr. Gilbert's class. Dr. Gilbert has shared several initiatives, and Anna Pope is here to tell us how students are working together to build this organization. But first, it's March 11th, and here's what's happening around the Southeastern community. The women's basketball team will take on the UNO Lady Privateers tomorrow at 11 in the University Center. Let's pack the UC if we can and shout them on a victory. Southeastern Louisiana University's Department of History and Political Science is hosting its annual Women's History Month lecture series in honor of Women's History Month. All lectures are, of course, free and open to the public. Women, Activism, and Empowerment is the lecture scheduled for tomorrow to be given by Southeastern Professor of Political Science, Margaret Gonzalez Perez. It's scheduled for 12:30 p.m., and it's going to take place in the Student Union Theater. Gonzalez Perez will discuss women's progress toward equality and political empowerment, challenges women still face in equal access to healthcare, education, economic status, and political representation, and how women seek to overcome these obstacles through advances in business, technology, and political activism. Good Day Southeastern is brought to you in part by the Student Government Association and Stowaway Coffee. Stowaway is located on Southwest Railroad in Ponchatoula and is open 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 7 to 6 on Saturday, and 8 to 5 on Sunday. You can follow them at Stowaway Coffee House on Instagram. Coming up next, we're talking to Center for Student Excellence representatives Hunter Waddell and Tanisha Drake concerning early registration for the summer and fall, as well as finishing off this semester strong. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Jim Winter, the new artistic director of the Columbia Theater. I'm so moved and excited by the support of our community. For nearly 100 years, this building has been the artistic center of our region. We've shared so many wonderful seasons at the Columbia, and thanks to you, there will be many more. We are proud to present our 2019-2020 season that can only be experienced live here at the Columbia.
Tanisha Drake and Hunter Waddell work here in the Student the Center for Student Excellence here at Southeastern, and we're nearing that time where everything gets a little crazy, registration and all that good stuff. So they're here to talk to us about registering for the summer and fall semesters and how we can finish off this semester strong, and to remind students what they need to do to kind of get ready for upcoming semesters. So first of all, welcome.
Thank
you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so I'm sure everyone wants to know why we have this little lion here. He's been hanging out with me since the beginning of the show. So why don't you introduce him and kind of tell us what he's hanging out here for?
So this is Romeo. Romeo is our pal in the Center for Student Excellence. So every 2 weeks or every so often, Romeo is actually passed around with a different member of our CSC WE team.
Okay.
And he pretty much just hangs out with us. We take him to class. He sits in on advising sessions.
Okay.
So he's just like our little teammate.
Okay, so he's hanging out with us at Good Day today.
So
and
he's with
seems
me.
like he's having a great time. He's not complaining.
Nope.
So
He's
we're
getting
good.
the spotlight.
Exactly. So you guys are here, you're talking from two different perspectives, but about kind of the same thing. So Hunter, you're more involved with transfer students, returning students, and Tanisha, you work with freshmen mostly.
Right.
So tell us about your role in the Center for Student Excellence, and then we'll kind of go to Hunter.
Okay, so I am a freshman advisor. I work primarily with the students in the College of Business.
Okay.
I also teach the SC 101 Freshman Success course, which is the course that all incoming freshmen are required to take.
Right.
We work on things like time management, procrastination. We pretty much help the students make that transition from high school to college,
Yes.
which is it's a tough time for the students, but
Yes.
having this go-to course for them to have their first year is super, super helpful for them.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Hunter?
So I'm kind of on the other end. I don't teach any classes actually.
Okay.
But I work with transfers coming in with over 30 hours. So anybody, sophomore, junior, senior, sometimes super senior, that are just like, get me out of here, give me my degree.
Especially super senior.
But I work with students in every major.
Okay.
So I know a little bit about everything, but I work mostly connecting them with their go-to person.
Okay.
Every academic department typically has one or two staff members that work with transfer credits, helping them figure out their curriculum, to really just be in that kind of guidepost. Okay, if you're a comm major, talk to Dr. Madeir,
Yes.
things like that.
Okay. So why is it so important for incoming freshmen to visit the CSC on their way into Southeastern?
So whenever I meet students in the summertime, I like to say your advisor is your person, your go-to person. Whatever questions that you may have regarding your transition from high school to college, like I mentioned earlier, it's good to have a go-to place that's primarily only for freshmen. So our center is actually expanding. So the freshmen, not only do we work with freshmen, but as Hunter is here, we work with transfer students. But as far as like your freshmen, college is a big transition.
Huge.
It's a huge transition. And so just having that go-to place is very, very important.
Okay. So tell us about some of the things that the CSC does to kind of ensure student success, besides providing that person and that go-to. What kind of resources do you guys provide?
So we have the tutoring center. We have our SC 101 class, which is the freshman transition course. We also have SC 102, which is the academic recovery coaching seminar.
Okay.
So that's for students who had a tough time their first semester and they want to have a class where they get a little bit more one-on-one coaching to get them back in good standing with the university.
Okay.
And then we're working with iGeneration students that are coming in, so we're really trying to focus on meeting students where they are. College, the innovative transitions from college to strategies that teachers use. We're just trying to make sure that we stay
current.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're both somewhat new to the Center for Student Excellence, but there's been some changes to Southeastern 101 over the past couple years. So how are we kind of adapting to those new needs that students have?
So for my SE 101 classes, I like to stay updated with the students. So if I have to implement social media, I do that. I like to do a lot of video blogs, video responses, having classes outside of the traditional setting. So I may take them outside for class, and just setting up the curriculum in general. So just things that college freshmen did 10 years ago may not necessarily be the same right now. So you have to meet the students where they are and make sure that your learning targets and everything match up with the students' learning styles.
Okay, perfect. Let's talk about this Southeastern
Yeah.
102 class.
So I'm not really involved with Southeastern 102.
Okay.
That's going to be the freshman advisors. I can talk about one other kind of initiative we have. So we have this new team of academic and career exploration coaches.
Okay.
That's kind of a mouthful. We call them ACE coaches.
ACE coaches.
So that sounds kind of fancy. But for any student that's kind of transitioned out of SE 101 that is sophomore or older, that are still unsure about their major.
Okay.
Right now, there's not really anywhere to go except for go talk to this department, this person,
Right.
and kind of go to 5 different places.
Yeah.
We have some coaches that specialize in different focus groups like business and entrepreneurship, healthcare and human sciences, where if a student is really unsure, looking to do personality assessments, kind of anything under that umbrella of career exploration,
Right.
they kind of have a go-to person. So CSC now, we don't turn down anybody.
Right.
We have freshmen, transfer students, continuing students.
All the way up
Yeah.
to super seniors.
Absolutely, anybody.
Seniors, we take you all.
Okay, so let's talk about registration and getting transfer students scheduled. That's a big thing. How does that process kind of
It can
work?
be kind of tricky. So, cool thing I found out today is that transfer students coming in actually do get to participate in priority registration.
Oh, nice.
So that's a little perk they have. If they get in early before registration week,
Right.
they get an enrollment appointment and still get to participate
Listen.
in registration.
At a university the size of Southeastern, which people don't realize how big we are, right? Having priority registration is like the cheat code. If you don't have that priority registration and you're like a sophomore, you're sunk. There is no, like, you're gonna have all the whack class times. You're gonna have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, go all the way to Whitehall from the dorm. Like, it's a nightmare. So
It's a game
very
changer.
nice.
It's a game
Yeah.
changer for
Very
sure.
nice.
But yeah, they kind of can register during that week as well. But it's a matter of just coordinating, getting them to their person in academics and making sure they get advised, take care of everything. And by that time that they're good to go, and you think about it, they don't even know how to navigate Leonet.
They don't.
So I do a lot of teaching as well,
Yes.
teaching that type of stuff, like here's how you find your enrollment date,
Right.
here's how you actually enroll in a class. Don't leave stuff in your shopping cart or else you're going to be crying tomorrow morning.
Yes. Please finish the step 3.
Finish
Yes.
enrolling.
Done.
Yes.
Click finish enrolling. Yeah.
So the biggest tips that you guys can give to people that are gearing up for registration for not only the summer semester, but the next fall semester as well, because we kind of do a twofer at the end of the spring.
Yeah.
What are your biggest takeaways?
For advising, I would recommend students, if you have an idea of what you plan to take for the summer or fall semester, take a look at your curriculum to see what classes are next. Go ahead and just start filling that curriculum sheet out, mark out the classes that you've taken already, and then take a look at the university catalog, because it gives you a recommended 4-year track
Right.
of what you should take for the next 4 years.
Yes.
And so if you're confused, we have a track for you. You can model, you can use that track, or you could work with your advisor to come up with your own track. And we actually do that in SC 101. We help the students create their 4-year plan.
Okay, nice. Any other tips?
My biggest tip is ask questions. Be that person. Like, I know people don't want to ask questions and be annoying,
Right.
but ask questions and find your person, because sometimes you don't realize you need help until
Until-
it's too late.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I need this. And it's like, well,
Too bad,
you could have
so
talked to me
sad.
like 3
Yeah.
months ago and we could have like not had this happen.
Exactly.
But ask questions for sure.
Another thing, guys, go to your advisors. Be advised.
Yes.
Get those holds lifted. That's one of the biggest things when I was working in the comm advising office with Tanisha, actually. We had students that were coming in and they're like, I wasn't able to register for classes. And we're like, you still have a hold because you never went and got advised. You can't then decide
Right.
you're going to register behind our backs.
Which
We
is a
always
good
catch
thing.
you.
Which is a
Right,
good
because we
thing.
want to make sure that you're taking
Right.
the right classes for your degree plan. We want to make sure that you have your electives, that the requirements are where they're supposed to be. So the advising session is there for a reason. Don't try to skip it.
You can't.
You can't because you'll not be able to register. So just make sure that you make that advising appointment as soon as you can to be advised for the following 2 semesters. It's a big deal right now, summer and fall.
Yeah.
Any other tips you want to give anyone gearing up?
Stay calm, especially during the registration process. Sometimes students start to panic because they find that their classes have closed.
Yes.
Always have a plan B, C, D.
Yes.
Just have as many plans as possible. And then just know that eventually you'll get that schedule that you want. So if the classes fill up, then you can always just use your next plan.
Exactly. Another thing that I learned, reach out to the instructors personally if you have that rapport and that relationship. they may be willing to pull a string or two to get you into a class.
Very true.
Yeah. So make sure that you develop those relationships, and maybe we won't have those issues.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Hunter and Tanisha, for stopping by for the Center for Student Excellence. Is your student or family member coming to Southeastern for the first time in the fall? Stay tuned from Campus Tours. They've got some news for us as orientation leader Wanisha Davis talks with us next about Lion Pride Preview, Campus Tours, and maybe a little bit about orientation here at Southeastern. So you guys don't go away.
What do you love most about being a student athlete at Southeastern?
So I chose teammates for life because on our golf team, nobody's from the same spot, but the friendships we've made, once we graduate, I know we'll always be friends, we'll always see each other, we'll always come back and visit.
Wanisha Davis is an orientation leader here at Southeastern, and she's here to share how to get a strong start here at the university. So first of all, welcome, Wanisha.
Welcome. Thank you. Sorry.
So why don't you tell me how you became an orientation leader, how that process kind of works, and then kind of what you do.
Okay, so the process for becoming an orientation leader really, just begins with you kind of going outside of your comfort zone.
Okay.
You have to recognize some of the different leadership skills and things you have to offer here to the students here at our university, and as well as prospective students and incoming freshmen as well. So once I decided I wanted to become an orientation leader, I filled out the application, very nervous about whether I would even be granted the opportunity to become an orientation leader. Once I found out that I had the opportunity to interview, I went through a big group interview, followed by a small group interview, and then I was named the orientation leader.
So how long have you been an orientation leader?
So I was selected as an orientation leader for the 2019 team.
Okay.
So they've currently just selected the 2020 team. So my official time as an orientation leader has ended. However, I will always be an orientation leader for life.
Of course. So how does that process work for students that are coming into Southeastern and going to orientation? There's two different kinds of orientation, yes?
More or less. So basically how orientation goes, so students will go ahead and register for orientation. The orientation program is a 2-day program.
Okay.
So like the first day is more so of the orientation leaders kind of welcoming the students here to the university, have an opportunity just to kind of allow them to, kind of relax, different things like that. They find out some different information, fun facts about our university.
Okay.
And then day 2 is more of the serious stuff where they actually, meet with department heads and deans. They actually do academic scheduling and advising with their advisor from, their particular departments, and then they have the opportunity to schedule classes. And I know that's really like the most exciting part for a lot of students because they're ready to just get it over with.
Yes.
And they're like, okay, I want this class, I want that class. I don't want to go to class at 8 o'clock in the morning, but I don't want to be in class at 6 o'clock at night.
Right.
So that's probably the most rewarding part that I've heard students say is getting to schedule their classes.
Yes. So why don't you tell us about Lion Pride Preview? Do we have one coming up really soon?
Yes, we actually have one coming up in April.
Okay.
So the Lion Pride preview will be on a Friday, April 3rd.
Okay.
What this is an all-day event. It starts with a welcome from our university president, Dr. Crane, followed by just an itinerary of how the day will go. The good thing about that event is the families get to actually make their own schedule for the day. And so we have different sessions ranging from like housing, financial aid, how to pay for college, work studies, all of those different things. And then students are also broken off into their academic colleges. So they actually get to speak to some representatives from their prospective colleges. And get the opportunity to tour those different buildings, eat in the main dish, and take campus tours.
Okay, so that Lion Pride preview is April 3rd. At what time? It's kind of an all-day thing?
Yes, it's an all-day thing.
Okay.
The welcome session begins at 9:30.
At 9:30.
And it normally ends at 2 p.m.
Okay, and to register for Lion Pride preview, what do we have to do?
You can find more information on the Southeastern website.
Okay.
Or you can always give the Office of Admissions a call, and you can be registered through the Office of Admissions.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, Juanisha.
You're welcome.
Next up, we have a Lions for Lions student to share how students are in a real-world ready class that's helping with conservation efforts on the other side of the world. So don't go away.
Hey y'all, my name's Dawn. I've been an event specialist now for 3 years, and the reason I really wanted to be an event specialist is because you're the one making a difference on this campus by getting people to come here. You're the one that's out there recruiting the students, giving them tours, showing them what you love about campus, and it's really going to make a difference on if they want to come here or not.
My name's Alexis Duplessis, and I wanted to be an event specialist because I'm a member of the Lionette dance team here at Southeastern, so I've got a super busy schedule, but I wanted to try and find more ways to get involved in the university, and this job was the perfect fit for me.
My name's Abby. I'm an event specialist here at Southeastern Louisiana University. As an event specialist, we get to recruit people for Lion Pride preview and also for orientation as well. We also give daily campus tours and group tours throughout the year.
So we are the first people that they see when they enter onto campus. It's very important that we're welcoming them and we're engaging them and just making them feel at home as soon as they step foot on Southeastern's campus. If you're interested in learning more about the event specialist position or maybe even applying, you can stop into the Enrollment Services Express office that's located in the Student Union Breezeway right across from the bookstore.
Anna Pope is in the Lions for Lions class, and Lions for Lions is one of our focus areas this semester on Good Day for all the work its members are doing to help protect our favorite animal, obviously the lion. Welcome, Anna.
Hey.
She's a little nervous, y'all, but I told her don't be nervous. We're all family here. So why don't you tell us how you kind of got involved in Lions for Lions and kind of what made you interested?
So originally the class is a regular class, Anthropology 410. It's Culture and the Environment. I basically got involved because that is my career goal, is working with culture and the environment.
Nice.
And then just as we've been in the class, we developed the organization Lions for Lions this semester.
Okay. So how often does the class meet? Is it a 3-hour class? Is it a night class?
It's just a regular scheduled class. It's every 9:30 a.m. every Monday and Wednesday. So it's like 70, 90 minutes, something like that.
Yes, I think 75 minutes or however they're doing it now.
Yeah.
So why don't you just tell us kind of what the coursework entails with the class and what types of things you all are doing?
So, of course, it is still a regular class. So we have the regular academic stuff where we have to read textbook stuff and then do journal entries and writing prompts and stuff like that. But the majority of the actual class time is spent discussing with one another different ideas for ways to move forward for the club and for the organization that we're working with, which is the Rougarou Carnivore Project.
Okay.
So we basically work on like how to create pamphlet ideas, advertisement stuff to get awareness raised.
Okay. So what other special projects are you all working on right now?
So we're doing the Kids for Cats program over at Marydale Elementary. It's in Baton Rouge. I think it's every other week or so that we go there. We're also working at every farmer's market this semester, which is really awesome. And we're working on trying to get an event to happen for Earth Day, too.
Nice. All right. So what do y'all do with these students at the school in Baton Rouge? What does that consist of?
So I personally haven't gotten to go because I keep having to work.
Oh.
But they've gotten to do lots of really cool stuff. A lot of it is trying to educate the children while keeping them interested. So we do hands-on projects. This past time was a carnivore-centered event. So it's a silhouette drawing where they got to take colorful pictures and then put them together with the silhouette or a shadow of a giraffe or a lion or whatever animal.
Cute. So why is it important to get kids involved at a young age?
I mean, the kids are our future, so it's really important that we start young. You know, everybody's interested in animals. We obviously care about them. We love the lions here, but a lot of the times we only see those animals in our favorite children's movies, like The Lion King. So we like to talk about that with them and show, hey, you guys really love these animals, but they are seeing problems, they're facing issues in our world as it is today. So the more that we educate our children and get them involved and get them interested, the more these students might grow up to actually be college students doing what I'm doing.
Nice. So this class is only a semester long, so what are your kind of goals that you want to have accomplished by the end of this semester to kind of keep things going?
So our main goal is just making sure that we've got everything set up so that this class can continue in the future. We want this to be an ongoing class, but also an ongoing organization, which means we have to make sure that we're setting the framework for the next semester, the next group of kids to take over. I mean, I graduate after this semester, so there's going to have to be new people to take over.
For sure, for sure. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. And that wasn't so bad, was it? No. Talking about something you're very passionate about, which is making sure that we have lions when our kids are grown-ups to enjoy and appreciate. Emil Stretcher joins us next for what's happening at the rec, so stay tuned.
For years, Mary has told me about the intense level of care her beloved son Stephen requires just to live his life in a meaningful way. Mary and Stephen have always relied on Options to provide that care. Mary trusts Options and knows they will give Stephen the best quality of care possible. Options puts the needs of everyone they care for first and ensures that the necessary care is provided by designing a personal care plan for each individual. Options' dedication to quality care brings joy, caring, self-worth, and a sense of family to the many men and women with disabilities Options serves. To learn more, go to optionsforyou.org.
Welcome back to Good Day and welcome back, Emil. First, I want to say I saw you guys' TikTok, and it's hilarious.
Yes.
For those of you that are 90s kids, you're going to definitely appreciate the musical selection. I won't give it away, but it's tops. I loved it.
Yeah, and we're doing another one.
Obviously you have to keep doing them.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be filming that today.
Okay.
We wanted to incorporate the lifeguards.
Okay.
So if you did ever see the Avengers one, so I'm not going to give too much away, but it's definitely going to be marvelous.
That's so fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Marvelous. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, and you're in charge of all the social media for the rec. So why don't you first just start off by giving us those handles and what you guys have going on?
Yeah, so like always, it's SLU_rec. And that's what's going on right now. Just I'm working on those little TikToks, some little fun things to get students involved.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, anytime, since I have the camera here, anytime anybody would like to be involved in one of these posts, I can always, if you DM us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, anything, I can try to work you in. I love getting students involved with our pictures, with our graphics, anything that we can.
Nice.
One of my friends just the other day, he was punching the punching bag, and I just went and took some pictures of them. So they came out great. So I love doing that. So we can also, I love going into the classes that we have at the rec. So our group fitness classes, like Zumba, yoga, all those. I love going into those and taking pictures, and because they're just natural pictures.
Yeah, the candid shots. So what's going on at the rec right now? Is everything normal? Or I know we have this like COVID-19 / coronavirus scare. Everyone feels like it's just so close to home right now. So is the rec doing anything special to kind of ease fears?
Yeah.
Shore up safety?
Yeah. So the rec's a team player, so we're just gonna follow suit on whatever Southeastern wants us to do with that. We're gonna do whatever the university decides. But as far as the rec itself, we like to encourage, the basics: wash your hands, cover your mouth, those things, and we have a lot of wipes around the facility. So in the fitness room specifically, but also throughout the facility, along with like some hand sanitizer dispensers as well. And we just ask that you go, after you do your workout, after you do everything that you need to do, grab one of those wipes, wipe down one of those machines, just to prevent anything.
Be courteous.
Yeah. And rack your weights. One of my friends did mention that he really wants me to push that. People need to. It's just gym etiquette, and then also during this little scare, it would be great that we take precautions.
Yes.
And Dr. Gabe and Dr. Summers actually came up with this lion tap. And you just take your forearm and you just kind of tap each other.
Okay, nice. So you don't have to shake hands.
Yeah, exactly. When you see your friends in the wreck, just go ahead and do that instead of dabbing them all up. And, So, yeah.
There's a scare of, people. I greet my friends with a hug and a kiss, and it's kind of just like, okay, germs. I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to catch anything that anyone has. So that's a good alternative.
Yeah. And definitely, we still have our classes going on and everything. So, be sure to make it to those.
Yes.
I enjoy, like I said, I enjoyed going into those classes. So if there are students that go in there, maybe you'll catch me on a day that I go in there. You can get featured on there. But I really like to push the smaller classes that people might not know about, like Tai Chi, water aerobics.
Tai Chi is so early in the morning.
Yeah, but it's so relaxing though. That's the best part about it.
Isn't it like at 6 o'clock or 6:30? It's really early.
Some of them, and then some of them are more like 8:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
There's some on Fridays too.
Gotcha.
So those less busy days. But yeah.
Awesome. Well, you guys, just be courteous in the gym, in the rec center. Take part in those classes. Keeping yourselves physically active also, helps to show up your immune system, so that obviously helps. Wash your hands. Do the lion tap. We just learned that one today. Thank you so much for joining us, Lion Land. Stay tuned for news from around the world, as well as fun facts about today in history. See you tomorrow, and lion up.
This is AP News Minute. Italy is mulling even tighter restrictions on daily life as it announces billions in financial relief to cushion economic shocks from the new coronavirus. The hardest hit region of Lombardy is pushing for a shutdown of non-essential businesses and public transportation on top of travel and social restrictions. Meanwhile, vast areas of life in the United States are being impacted by the outbreak, from bans on large public gatherings to empty stadiums at sports games. Lawmakers and health officials are trying to limit contact with those who are infected. Joe Biden had another big night in the Democratic presidential primary, capturing 4 more states, including Michigan. After a devastating defeat in Michigan and decisive losses in Missouri and Mississippi, Bernie Sanders is being forced to consider whether to continue his fight for the nomination. And a locust infestation threatening to push millions of people into starvation in East Africa is being described by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization as extremely alarming. In Kenya, a new supercomputer funded by British aid money is being used to try to map the locust movements as authorities work to protect vital food crops. Ron Harris, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
March 11, 2004. Bombs strike the commuter rail network in Spain's capital, Madrid. The attack, linked to the Al-Qaeda terror network, kills 191 people and wounds more than 2,000 others. 2006. Former Yugoslav President Slobodan Milosevic is found dead in his prison cell in the Netherlands. Milosevic dies while still on trial before a UN War Crimes Tribunal for orchestrating a decade of fighting in the Balkans that killed 250,000 people. 1985, in Moscow, Mikhail Gorbachev becomes the Soviet Union's new leader. Gorbachev succeeds the late Konstantin Chernenko in the Kremlin. 1942, during World War II, General Douglas MacArthur leaves the Philippines for Australia as Japanese forces advance in the Pacific. At the time, MacArthur vows, "I shall return." He keeps that promise nearly 3 years later when the Allies reclaim the Philippines from the Japanese. And 1970.
Teach your children well, their fathers have.
Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young release their Deja Vu album. Among the tracks, Teach Your Children and Our House. Today in History, March 11th. Ross Simpson, The Associated Press.